सेव किया था ना?
मैं सिर्फ इसलिए गया था क्योंकि उसने मुझे कॉल किया, that's it. But listen तो.
Save it for someone else.
जिंदगी में सेव करना जरूरी है, मगर जब बात पैसों की हो, सिर्फ सेविंग से काम नहीं चलेगा। इक्विटी म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट कीजिए और अपने सेविंग्स को आगे बढ़ने का मौका दीजिए।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Election Commission of India has sounded the bugle for Gujarat. Now, two states are going for elections in the next month, Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat. Both are important, but Gujarat is very, very important, most important. I would say in India, in the larger picture of Indian politics, second most important after Uttar Pradesh. You know why? Because one, Uttar Pradesh has the number. So unless, say, the BJP sweeps Uttar Pradesh, it cannot get a majority at the center. Gujarat is not such a big state. It's about less than 1/3 of Uttar Pradesh in terms of its contribution to parliament, only 26 seats. But the important thing is that Narendra Modi comes from Gujarat. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, comes from Gujarat. Amit Shah, his deputy and by far the second most powerful person in the BJP, also comes from Gujarat. And this BJP, this Modi-Shah BJP is rooted in Gujarat. So for them, it's very important to keep on winning Gujarat and to keep on looking impregnable in Gujarat, unchallengeable in Gujarat, because that is where the notion of their total power and popularity comes in. So any setback in Gujarat, even a reduction in seats, even a close fight in an election, a defeat is a very significant matter, and we'll need more data before we can even start talking about that. But the fact is that for them, winning their home borough, their pocket borough, is very, very, very important. Now, in Gujarat, usually BJP has not been challenged now for almost 3 decades. They've been in power since 1996-7, and they've not been shaken from power. The last time an ex-BJP guy, that is Shankar Singh Waghela, he had floated his own party, had broken away. Then he joined hands with the Congress party, set up some kind of a government, didn't last very long. Since then, it's mostly been or almost entirely been the BJP. You've seen a whole bunch of BJP chief ministers since then. There was Keshwabhai Patel, Suresh Mehta, Dilip Parekh, again Keshwabhai Patel, then Narendra Modi, Narendra Modi, then Anandiben Patel and Vijay Rupani, now Bhupendra Patel, and so on and so forth. So this is the longest the BJP has ruled any state consecutively. And this state has produced BJP's most preeminent leader ever, that is Narendra Modi. In fact, I would say India's most preeminent, the most popular and powerful self-made leader ever, maybe since Jawaharlal Nehru. If you go that far back, you might have an argument, but not after that. Now, Narendra Modi cannot afford to see any decline in his numbers in Gujarat. And last time his numbers were not great. He won Gujarat comfortably in the end, but he was run close by the Congress party. There were anxieties about what might happen, and he finished with 99 seats. For the first time since he had taken over, his party had finished in the 2-figure mark. Even if they were one short of a century, but one short of a century is not a century, right? Nobody gives you brownie points for 99 if you're playing the game of cricket. You need that crucial last run. He was short. He was well ahead of the majority mark. 92 is the majority mark in a house of 181. BJP got 99, Congress party got 77 the last time. But think about it, if the BJP had got 10 less, if the BJP had got 10 less and Congress had got, say, 87, then the two would have been so close, BJP would not have had a majority, and chances are 9 out of 10 that BJP would have then got somebody to walk over to their side and form a government. But that is not the kind of situation the BJP wants to be in the state that matters to it. In fact, in big politics, symbolic big politics, messaging even more than Uttar Pradesh, because Uttar Pradesh, at least it has the big caste challenge, caste and minority challenge, because Muslim population in Uttar Pradesh is quite large. In Gujarat, it's small, much smaller than Uttar Pradesh. That's why, given the fact that the leaders come from Gujarat, this is so important. And that's why you remember last time when Congress ran the BJP close, particularly because Congress was able to join hands with Patidar groups. There was a lot of Patidar, Patel resentment. Hardik Patel, the young leader, joined the Congress party. Then Alpesh Thakur, the OBC leader, Jignesh Mevani, the Dalit leader, all of them came to the Congress from outside. They were all young people with a lot of charisma and mass appeal. And BJP saw some trouble, and that's why towards the end of the campaign, Narendra Modi himself campaigned intensively, in fact, much more than had been planned originally. And also then the electoral campaigning equivalent of the weapons of mass destruction were pulled out to say that Dr. Manmohan Singh was present at a dinner with the Pakistani High Commissioner, and some plots were being hatched between India and Pakistan to install a Muslim chief minister in Gujarat, namely by implication and indication, Ahmed Patel. So all that was pulled out because BJP does not take chances. Also, the BJP knew how high the stakes are. That's the reason we say that the closest Rahul Gandhi came to breaking the BJP's momentum was in the Gujarat State Assembly elections of 2017. That's why after the election, when Modi got his party together and he spoke with them, he had tears on his cheeks. And I had also written then a national interest, of which I'll share a link with you, which basically said, read my tears, read my eyes. Why am I so emotional? Because Modi knew how close he had come to a setback in Gujarat and how satisfied now he felt that he had been able to pull back from the brink. In that situation now, a new actor has walked in. Now, Gujarat is a very peculiar state. Congress party has been losing to the BJP in Gujarat now for a long time, almost 3 decades. In fact, the last election the Congress party won in Gujarat was almost 40 years ago, more than 40 years ago. After the 80s, Congress party has not won a proper election with a majority in Gujarat. But the fact is that Congress party's vote share of about mid-30s in percentage, say 35, 36, 38, 39, has remained ossified and solid. Now, that to BJP is a threat, because if 37, 38% becomes 45, 47%, then BJP is in trouble. But at the same time, in a 3-party situation, which has come about now with Aam Aadmi Party moving in, and my colleague and our political editor, DK Singh, who you know well, he's been traveling in Gujarat, and he tells me that Aam Aadmi Party, it may not have created a surge yet of the kind that it created in Punjab, but it has surely aroused a lot of curiosity. And change is something which always has sex appeal with the voter. So Aam Aadmi Party has now become the X factor. Right now, it is not marginal. The way it's grown, it's not marginal. So for now, it's got the momentum on its side. Now, can it beat the BJP? If you ask Aam Aadmi people and its supporters, they will say for sure. Before that, the question is, can it beat the Congress party and be the second largest party? Again, if you ask the Congress people, they'll say, no, we are actually coming to power. They will not tell you that. And third, if you ask the BJP, the question they will ask you, the counter question they'll ask you, besides saying that they're going to sweep it anyway, because who can vote against Mr. Modi in Gujarat, the question they will ask you most curiously is, and that's the question that should be on all our minds, including on our minds as I speak on this episode of Cut the Clutter and you watch it. If Aam Aadmi Party gets a vote share, certainly nobody knows how many seats it's going to win, but definitely it's going to get quite a few votes in Gujarat. If it gets those votes, 10%, 12%, 15%, 20%, 30%, where will that vote share come from? Will it come from the Congress party, in which case it suits the BJP? Fine, because my opposition vote has been divided. What else do I need? Will it take from the BJP, or will it take some from the BJP, more from Congress? Will it take more from BJP, some from Congress? That's the reason Aam Aadmi Party's arrival on the scene has completely changed the picture. We don't have a credible opinion poll out of Gujarat yet, but just in terms of campaigning on the ground, BJP has started. Now Amit Shah is almost camping there. He's there all the time. Prime Minister Modi has been there. You've seen him hold many events there. He landed at Morbi where the big tragedy took place, the bridge tragedy took place. So the BJP is there in strength. The Congress party so far is missing in action. Maybe they are complacent because they think that their vote share has been constant and ossified. But you know what? History of warfare tells you. History of warfare since many centuries before Christ tell you, through millennia, that ultimately the defender loses. The defender who sits in fortified positions ultimately loses. So the Congress party right now is taking a few risks in Gujarat. That's the analytical point. Look at some numbers now. If you look at the numbers in Gujarat, again Aam Aadmi Party is a new factor, the X factor as we said. But if you look at Gujarat, today it will have 4.9 crore voters. And I told you that 99 seats in last elections, 2017, BJP had its lowest number since 1995. In fact, Narendra Modi was sent to Gujarat by around 1990 or so, when the BJP thought they had the possibility of ruling this state and they were not quite able to consummate the possibilities for them. And that's when Narendra Modi was assigned to Gujarat to build the party. 1995 onwards, his approach to politics has kept the BJP in power. 2017, although Modi was now Prime Minister already for 3 years, the BJP for the first time and the only time since 1995 finished below 100 marks. So BJP has concerns. But see, what was the voting percentage? What was the vote percentage that the BJP got when it got 99 seats? Again, Gujarat is not a place where there are chota-mota regional parties, independents who take away a lot of vote. In any case, the trend in India for the past 25 years is that independents and chota parties get less and less votes unless they are in alliance with a larger party or a larger alliance. So last election, 2015, BJP got only 99 seats, which was less than the previous time, I think 115. But it still got 49% of the vote. 49% is a lot of vote. Why it did not get more seats? That's possibly because its vote was concentrated in some areas. So it got high margins in some areas, it got low margins in other areas. For example, Saurashtra, it won many seats in Saurashtra by a very low margin. Congress, on the other hand, got 77 seats and it got how much vote share? 41.44% vote share. Now look at this unusual phenomenon that the BJP got fewer seats than it had got in 2012 under Modi. That was 115. Congress got more seats, quite a few more seats than it got in 2012. That was 61. But the vote share of both parties went up. So Congress went up from 38.93 to 41.44, despite Modi now being such a popular Prime Minister of India. So there was something working for the Congress party. There was a surge. They were able to increase their vote share, a rare state where up against the BJP, they at least increased their vote share. That's unique to Gujarat. But at the same time, Modi's BJP, even though it got fewer seats, increased its vote share. So that is where Gujarat is different from all the other states in India. At the same time, if you see what happened in Lok Sabha, it's very different. When Narendra Modi is himself on the ticket in Gujarat, no competition, nothing. You know, if you get more than 50% vote anywhere in India in first past the post system, you get a large majority. You can win by a large number. In any case, you got 50% plus, you will win in any case. But if in a first past the post system where the vote gets divided among many people, anybody who gets more than 50% gets a large majority. But in Gujarat, in 2014 Lok Sabha elections, BJP got 60% of the vote. 60% of the vote, and they won 26 out of 26 seats, clean sweep. And this clean sweep continued in 2019, but the BJP now got 63.1% of the vote. And once again, what did the Congress get? Congress get 0 seat, like this, a cipher. Yet in 2014, Congress got 33.5% vote. 2019, it got 32.6% votes. So that is the reason I had highlighted this point very early in our analysis, that this is a state where Congress party's minimum vote share of say mid-30s, mostly upper mid-30s, is ossified. Is Aam Aadmi Party now going to cut into that, So is the Congress party going to be able to keep its so far ossified vote share undented? Even now, in which case, where will Aam Aadmi Party get its votes from? That is the equation right now as we head towards elections in Gujarat and as campaigning begins in earnest. So takeaway, important takeaway, Congress vote is solid but unstretchable. So you can't stretch it beyond say 40-41%, which is what they did the last time in 2017. BJP vote also is quite solid in high 40s. If Mr. Modi is personally on the ticket, there is no limit. It can go upwards of 60%. If Mr. Modi is not on the ticket, then does the equation that applies or formula that applies in other states that gives the opposition parties a chance? That's been bucked so far by Gujarat because that's his home state. Can Aam Aadmi Party's arrival in Gujarat now challenge that? And can he now take a bunch of votes from Congress and a bunch of votes from BJP? That is the key thing. Now, before I conclude, I will also give you some idea that we might have. I told you there is no opinion poll right now translating any opinion into votes or seats. But at least there is one survey which gives us a peek into what's happening in the voters' minds in Gujarat. And this is the survey done by a very reputed team. It's the Lokniti CSTS, Center for Study of Developing Societies survey, done by Sanjay Kumar, co-director of Lokniti CSDS, Sandeep Shastri, Vice Chancellor at Jagran Lake City University and National Coordinator of Lokniti Network, and Subhash Palshikar, who's Chief Editor of the journal Studies in Indian Politics. These are all also prolific columnists. So parts of this study, highlights were published also in the Hindu. So thank you very much. Now this is a scientifically done study. Don't go after the sample size in a study. Studies, research, surveys are not based on how large your sample size is, because you can still get it wrong. If you just go and sample everybody in your neighborhood or in one constituency, you will get wrong. So sampling is done scientifically. This is done scientifically, about 48% female, about 43% urban, about 7%, 8% Dalit, 15% Adivasi, 5% Muslim. So this is a very well spread out, very scientifically done survey, and there is a methodology which is also stated by the researchers. Now this survey tells us something very interesting. This survey tells us that unlike the last time, unlike 2012, if you asked a voter, listen, when you go to vote on the polling day, what will be the issue topmost on your mind, personally on your mind? Don't guess what might be on top of other people's mind. In 2017, 15% people in Gujarat said price rise will be the topmost issue in my mind when I go to vote. Do you know what the number is? This time in this survey, just reverse the digits. What is 15 is now 51. That is 51. So price rise is now a much bigger issue on people's minds as they go into vote. That's very important. Then you see unemployment. In 2017 was 11%, now it's 15%, so that's gone up. Poverty and hunger, about the same as before, it's gone down a bit. It was 9% earlier, it is 6% now. Now, if you add these all up, then economy-related issues form 70% of the top concern on the mind of voters as they go into vote. That means 7 out of 10 voters as they go into vote will have an economic issue as his or her top concern. That is different this time in Gujarat. I told you it's gone from 15 to 51. That is the biggest difference. 15 to 51 is a very big change, more than 3 times. And even on unemployment, it's gone from 11 to 15. So that's another increase by, say, about 1/3. But price rise is a very important thing in Gujarat. Now, also, researchers tell us that price rise, how much of a factor has it been in other states which have gone to the polls lately? And again, it's an eye-opener. In Gujarat, today it's 51%. Goa was 3%, Punjab was 2%, UP was 6%, Uttarakhand was 6%. So this is a very heavy weightage. Unemployment, Goa was 3, Punjab was 9. I'm surprised how it was so low in Punjab, because I think I know something about that state. Uttarakhand was 7. Again, that state is known to have high unemployment, but still unemployment as your topmost concern as you're going to vote was 3% Goa, 9% Punjab, 7% UP. and 14% Uttarakhand. It is 15% in Gujarat now. Then there is another set of data. Now the same survey asked people, so what do you think is the most important issue on people's minds? What is the most important issue going around in this election campaign among the voters? So 84% said price rise is the top issue. 77% then said unemployment. 52% said change, parivartan. We even wrote a column once, national interest, voter ko change pasand hai, right? So this is change. That is where Aam Aadmi Party is making an impact, because Congress to BJP is change, because Congress has not been in power for a very long time. But Aam Aadmi Party is a new dish on the menu, and people then tend to think that, all right, if it's a new dish on the menu, why don't I check it out? So the battle lines are now drawn. I look forward to traveling in Gujarat at some point of time during the campaign, and maybe I'll bring you some on-the-spot understanding. At least write another article in my Writings on the Wall series, which is an occasional series. As and when we travel, particularly during elections, we write that series. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I will tell you more about that. But right now, for now, I'll say that Modi school of marketing is facing a very new kind of challenge in Gujarat. It faced a challenge in 2017, mainly because Congress party has a solid vote bank that it has not been able to dent, and it was able to then ride on some Patel and other angers and resentments to take it higher. But this time, there is a new challenger as well. And how many votes that challenger, which is Aam Aadmi Party, gets will be as important as who it gets those votes from.